Oh my god. We're fucking live, chat. Let's get that chat up there, Streamlabs. What do you say? You want to be nice today? You don't want to make me wait fucking 30 years today? There we go. There we fucking go, folks. How the heck are ya? I'm ready to do a show. This is unplanned. I haven't invited anybody. Maybe I'll shoot some DMs out. I'm gonna give it a minute before we start, see if perhaps any of my friends pop in, either it be the call or the chat. See if Redox sees it this time. Yeah, I figured that would happen. Hi, Crow Royalty.
What you doing?
It's fun. I'm doing a show. That's what I'm doing. I'm riled up.
Ah,
I'm fucking riled up, Crow Royalty. I'm ready to hit the airwaves.
hmm. Okay.
Why?
I wanted somebody to talk to.
Well, I mean, this is an open call until you piss me off so much that I feel the need to kick you out. I suppose you can hang out here. Alright.
Wanted your opinion on something, but you dodged my call earlier.
Is it fucking stupid Power Rangers art again? Because I can't deal with that shit right now.
Fuck you.
Alright, no early chatters.
Made a frog helmet.
Redux is in rat. It looks good. I just I didn't have time to really engage when I saw it. I was just doing a brief phone check amidst my work day.
But also, did you get the recordings that I sent you last night?
I did. I will try to finish them at some point today. Would you prefer they come out late tonight or next Sunday or some other day?
Late tonight, preferably.
Okay. Alright, folks, I hope you're ready for a fucking show, because we're about to start. What's up, Redox? Kick that guy calling from 2009. Yeah, where's your mic, Crow Royalty?
Hold on 5 seconds.
Yeah. Let's get you sounding pristine if you're gonna be sticking around. Yeah, Redox, we're gonna get into exactly that, I think. I hadn't quite considered that angle, but it really is shocking.
You.
Oh, okay. We'll see how good. Then now you sound like you're calling from 2007, but maybe once you settle in.
How the hell? How? This is. Hold on. It sounded fine last night. What the fuck?
I mean, I guess you're clear, but it's like weird. It's not very. There's something compressed about your voice.
Hold on.
Sounds way better. Okay, Redox says you sound way better, so that's good enough for me. Crow. I want to make sure Crow's not gone when I start so that they come back and start talking to me during my intro. Because that would be fucked and terrible. And I'd be forced to erase them from this realm.
Okay, do I sound better now?
No, I think you sound worse.
How?
Redox said you sounded a lot better before. I don't know if you sound the same now, but I feel like you sound worse. Are you still on your mic?
Yeah.
What did you change?
I disconnected and reconnected it to my Bluetooth.
Okay, you sound better. You sound better. It's not a great mic, but it's better.
It's the headset, so...
Wait, not the head. Didn't you get like a mic?
Yeah, but also my laptop is dead, so I can't use it right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is headset mic acceptable. Let's. It's time to start the show. Shut the fuck up for a minute.
Now recording.
Come on, other bot. There we go. Folks, welcome to Riely Radio Live, everybody's favorite live recorded open call panel show starring Riely. We're back again, once again. Another videoless episode because I'm not setting up my fucking camera. You're welcome. You don't want to see this shit. I am your host, Riely. Currently we have Crow Royalty calling in. They joined us for the pre-show a little bit and they're here now.
What's up, biatches?
Welcome to the program. Now you're a little quiet. I can fix that on my end though. Let me doopy doopy doo.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Pump you up
Doop-a-doop.
just a tad, and then things should be good. So we're talking about LOLCOW Live again. First of all, let's have a conversation about LOLCOW Live, folks, shall we? Redox is already very lively in the chat about this. LOLCOW Live just makes me sad, just for society. LOLCOW Live is a perfect encapsulation of the state of society, where it's complete qualityless dog shit, fucking reality show, fake garbage, fucking awful. The same 5 bits, the fucking same 5 songs play on the radio, fucking same 5 bits play on LOLCOW Live. It's always fucking, woo! Who's quit? Boogie is quitting? Whoa, Becky is fired. Wow, Keemstar, is he gonna quit? Is Keemstar gonna quit the show? I don't know. I don't fucking know. That's the only bit they have. It's really getting sad. Because I don't watch the show anymore. I haven't watched the show in months. But no matter what I do, it ends up on my Twitter feed. Not the show itself. I haven't even really seen a lot of clips. I've only seen a few. But the like advertisements for the show, I think because I still follow like Boogie, which maybe I shouldn't. But I get the advertisements for the show, and it's always the same bit. It's always the same one. I don't think I've seen an advertisement for a LOLCOW show that does not have something to do with somebody quitting or being fired. Like, even if it's not in that episode, it's like, oh, last week this guy quit co-host auditions. Like, it's always something to do with that. And how does it work? That's the problem too, as Redox brought up. Maybe it is a money laundering scheme. Because why are so many people super chatting this shit? It's one of the most super chatted shows on YouTube, and it's dog shit. It's so bad.
Yeah, I have nothing on this because I have no information on this whatsoever.
It's just, how do you do a show and get the most money on the fucking platform, and it's just all the same 5 bits? Like, how are people engaged in this still? It's like, oh, I guess Tina's gone. Oh, she's not. Oh, I guess Becky's gone. Oh, no, she's not. And it's only the people who you want to stay that actually get fired. Like Connor, cool guy, good editor, funny guy, would be a valuable part of the LOLCOW universe, fired for real. Tommy C, the only competent broadcaster on LOLCOW Live, and the reason why the first year was actually good and a good show, fucking fired for real. Fucking Grace Thorpe, the only interesting part of LOLCOW Queens, fired for real after 1 episode, cause her father walked in a camera. Wings, fired for real after Fat Camp for abusing his wife. Probably a good idea, but they still milk his name. They're still fucking with him. They're gonna let him back on the show eventually. And really, if they're not gonna just end the fucking show, I think they have to. As much as I don't want Wings to make fucking 50 grand or whatever retarded shit Boogie was estimating. But that must be retard math on Boogie's part. Because there's no fucking way, unless it is a money laundering scheme. Because what I heard, I saw this on Reddit, so I guess take it with a grain of salt. But they were talking about pay, thus breaking their NDA. Boogie's talking about pay on air. And he said he had to take a pay cut for Rostov, and somebody calculated what that meant for what his revenue was usually, and it was fucking absurdly high. Maybe it wasn't 50K, maybe I'm overblowing it because of how upset it made me, but it was absurdly high. And it breaks my heart if LOLCOW is making that much fucking money. It's despicable. It's disgusting. The show is so garbage. People don't vote with their wallets at all. They were making a quality program and they fucking drove it into the fucking side of a mountain. And because YouTube fucking piggies will eat the slop, they think it's better. When in reality, they're besmirching their own autistic or Freudian slip, their own artistic integrity.
Their old autistic integrity. That's
Autistic
what your show
integrity.
has.
Yes, I have autistic integrity. That's true. But I guess they don't care about artistic integrity if they get the paycheck, which, like, whatever, I get it. But it's just like, when I know what you're capable of, it's disappointing. That's how I can describe it. I know Boogie can put on a good show. I know Keem can put on a good show. I don't fucking know shit about Rostov, but I know Keem and Boogie can put on a good show. I've seen it. But they're not doing that. They're doing it bad. They're fucking milking dollars from retards for the worst content, for the lowest common denominator, including Mo Diggity, who I guess is a big fan of LOLCOW Live now, in a big twist. When the show was actually good, he was like, oh, LOLCOW Live, and now he's all into the fucking piggy slop. Fucking Mo Diggity. There you go. There's the Mo shit talk. I know that'll go over well with the audience. I had to do the MoCast later tonight. Big interview tonight. I'm very excited. Do I want to say it? I think I said it on Mo's stream, so whatever. Hopefully it doesn't fall through, because it has fallen through a couple times.
It's a Dick Masterson.
It's not Dick Masterson, but it is Riely of the Dick Masterson universe. The one who...
You're interviewing yourself?
No, different Riely. The one who went to jail for trolling at Eric July's warehouse. We're having him on the show. He's been on the show before, but it's been years. It was before he became King of the Trolls that he was on our show. So I'm very excited to talk to him. It's going to be a good show tonight. But I want to do a good show right now because I have a cocktail of chemicals in my body that has got me all fucking zooted up.
What have you had?
I've had a ton of weed, 2 twisted
Obvious.
teas, and
Wait,
a lot of caffeine.
you actually drink twisted teas and don't just hit people with them? What is wrong with you?
Twisted teas are delicious.
Those are weapons.
Those are throwing weapons. Why are you drinking them? Like drinking the fucking gas out of a fucking, like, grenade. I don't think grenades run on
Exactly.
gas. I don't think that's how grenades work.
Some of them, yeah.
Are there gas grenades?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
There's a lot of different grenades. There are
Are you a big expert in grenade science?
explosives, just
Okay.
in general.
Okay.
So it kind of varies depending on what grenade you're looking at. If you're looking at a standard, like, military grenade or modern military grenade, no, those aren't gas powered. Those are just gunpowder inside of a metal casing that gets struck and explodes. They're simple. They're hard to mess up in production. That's why they're used. During World War II, there was an experimental gas grenade that was meant to overpressure, or it was basically meant to become a Mentos and Coke experiment, but with a metal ball.
Interesting.
And it's one of, like, the funniest grenade concepts I've ever seen, and I really wish that it actually existed. But that motherfucker got scrapped because it was near impossible to actually make without it just detonating while they were trying to make it. because it was that fickle.
Interesting. I'm learning. The more you know.
The more you know, exactly.
The more you know. Where's my phone? It's too far. I want to invite people on the show, but it's too far.
On another note, I started playing video games again.
That's cool. What have you been playing?
I played Borderlands 3. I tried starting what was it? I tried getting back into Destiny 2, and Jesus Christ, is it garbage.
Oh, is it?
Modern Destiny 2 sucks. And then I also started a playthrough of American McGee's Alice,
Interesting.
which I forgot how much of a pain in the ass American McGee's Alice. The first one, not Madness Returns, the first one is. It is terrible. I love America McGee's Alice for the story, and I love Madness Returns for the gameplay. But Jesus Christ, does the first one suck. I really want them to bring this series back in an actually meaningful way that isn't just a cash grab from EA. Because it was during the time frame at which EA had really good games before they started exclusively making the same video game every year.
Hasn't Destiny kind of always been a cash grab? That it seems like it's a pretty.
No, Destiny isn't EA. Destiny's Bungie.
Oh. Wait, what's EA? I'm sorry, I lost the plot here.
EA is the company that makes American McGee's Alice
Oh,
for the Xbox, or those series of games. From
nobody's
the
fucking
Xbox
ever heard
360
of that shit. What the fuck is that?
Like one of the best platformer combat games in existence, and is
Not
probably the
true.
darkest.
Isn't a Nintendo game. Can't be true.
Fuck you, fuck you. And is probably like the darkest interpretation you will get into the Alice in Wonderland storyline, period. Unless you're looking at like fan shit.
I feel like it's such old literature that the idea of getting engrossed in the storyline in a new way is like silly. Like it's like, oh, this is the best way to experience the Alice in Wonderland storyline. And it's like, man,
You want to know why?
people
You
who
wanna know
fought
why
in
this one's-
people who fought in World War II experienced the Alice in Wonderland storyline. I think we're past the Alice in Wonderland storyline.
You want to know why this one's actually really interesting?
Why?
It incorporates actual history and the fact of some very dark things about the author of Alice in Wonderland.
Like what?
Like the fact that they may or like allegedly may have been into children.
Hmm.
And this is part of the game story in the biggest villain of Madness Returns. And your goal is to kill this man by pushing him in front of a train. And it's the best. Like, yes, do that. Push people like that in front of trains. Do it. Just do it.
In Minecraft.
Nope, I'm serious. Do it.
in Roblox.
Nope.
In Roblox, the Bronx.
Nope. In real life.
No. Can't say that.
Push people who
Nope.
people who like kids in front of trains.
Can't do that. You gotta put them in jail. Give them due process. Through
Fuck
the
due process.
through the time of the law, through the letter of the law. Here on YouTube, we support not doing crimes.
Sure. But the other thing is this one also takes into account like the like mental illness aspect of it really interestingly. And also has like a significant amount of actual history and how specifically women with mental illness were treated after or during 18th century London. There's a lot of reasons this game is severely underrated. You should play it.
Just
Specifically,
my.
Madness Returns. Play Madness Returns.
I don't have an Xbox though. Is the problem?
You could probably play Madness Returns on Steam.
Okay. Okay.
And also, you can also probably play Madness Returns on PS5 or 4. I just got it through Game Pass on my Xbox One, and it was one of my favorite games as a kid. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play this again. But then I saw that it also came with the original one, and I'm like, I should probably play the first one. And the first one sucks. I forgot how much I hated the first one.
Oh, tragic.
Like the sequel is great. The first one sucks. And you don't need the first one to actually understand the second one.
Okay.
Everything is pretty laid out.
And what else is going on in the sector? Veto Wars 3 is hot underway. Their veto was a no call. Well, I think he's not a no call, no show. He did tell Dick he wasn't coming, but we have no idea why. We don't know what he was doing with his time. We just know that Vito was getting real heated about the audience on Twitter this week, and then he was not on The Biggest Problem in the Universe on Friday for reasons we do not know, assumedly because he's crying if he's having a meth-addled mental breakdown. Because he can't handle fans poking and prodding him about retarded shit, even though he does a show with Dick Masterson. Like, what were you expecting, bro? What was the plan here? If you can't handle a modicum of criticism, what was the plan here? Working with Dick Masterson. And it can't only be Dick. That's the problem. He thinks in his warped mind, it's like, oh, Dick makes me money, so he can do it. But you guys aren't allowed to do it. And it's like, that's not how it works. You have a podcast, the very established already before you came along, and very active audience who bust balls all the time. So you gotta be ready for that, and it seems like he was. We got a good couple years in there before Veto Wars 1 hit us, and it's just been downhill from there.
Well, okay then.
Can you just go
Question.
away if you're gonna react like that?
I have a question.
Okay.
Because I don't know anything about the veto war things. Okay?
Okay.
What was the first veto war about?
The first Veto
Just
War.
outright. Just what was it?
The first Veto War was Riely, ASE Riely. The same Riely I'm interviewing tonight. After famously trolling Eric July and showing up at Eric July's warehouse and shit, he threatened to, because I guess Vito got into it with Mint Salad, who's Riley's girlfriend. So Riely started doing his usual bit where he just gets people riled up by trolling, and it worked on Vito. He threatened to go to Vito's house and pour pig's blood into his car. Because him being a pig was a meme on the show, this Oinktober and all that, because he's fat, you get it. So Riley's like, I'm going to come to your house, Vito, and I'm going to pour pig's blood into the crack. I'm not even going to break into your car. I'm going to pour pig's blood into the cracks of the doors of your car so it seeps into the car. That was Riley's threat. That was Riley's totally real, totally threatening threat. And Vito melted down. He's having like 8 phone calls with Riely where he's threatening to call the police. He went on the Dick Show. And somebody to give you a frame of scope for just how big of a crash out this was. Somebody made a compilation of every time the phrase "my property" was said by Vito in the episode of the Dick Show where he fought with Dick about this. It was like 30 minutes long of just Vito saying "my property." He's like,
Jesus Christ.
he's like, he can't come on my property. He's not allowed to come on my property. It's my property. It's my property. He can't come on my property.
He can't come on his property.
Exactly. Can't come on his property. COME or CUM. And so Vito's like crashing out about this, and everybody's like, Vito, calm the fuck down, dude. It's Riely. He's our friend. And he's like, he's not my friend. He's like, you've met him, Vito. You've performed alongside him. We all know him. What is the problem? He's like, I don't know him. He can't come to my property. Him come to my property, and it's funny, and then everybody thinks they can come to my property, and nobody's coming to my property. You're not allowed to come to my property.
You're not allowed to come on my property at all. No coming on my property.
No property. So that was the first Vito Wars, and everybody was scared the show was gonna end. And I guess eventually Dick and Vito kind of calmed things down, and Vito promised to stop being retarded. So they did their bonus episodes have themes. It's like the biggest problem in blank. And they announced the biggest problem in endings as like a bit. And everybody's like, oh, the show's gonna end. And I'm like, they wouldn't be this cute about it if the show's gonna end. And of course I was correct. And in a beautiful ceremony that marked the end of the Vito Wars, Dick Masterson signed over half of the trademark of the biggest problem in the universe to Vito, so that he can't be replaced, because Dick had the sole trademark before, so he could just fucking kick Vito out and keep doing the show and it wouldn't matter. So as a show of good faith and a commitment to Vito as his co-host, he signed over half of the trademark, and that was the end of Vito Wars #1.
Jesus. Okay, what was Vito Wars #2?
So Vito Wars #2 happened back in April. There was a live comedy event called Hackamania in Vegas. If you recall, we had considered going to this for a time. And fucking biggest problem in the universe was there, along with a bunch of other podcasts with a bunch of Dick's friends, like who are these podcasts and that kind of universe. And Riely, once again, is
ASE
like
Riely.
ASE Riely after it seems like they had patched things up. They had met up again in real life since Vito Wars 1 and seemed to be okay with each other. But I guess, and then Vito, he was joking, but it was, they didn't appreciate it. He did a bit on the show about how he wanted to rape Mint Salad.
I'm fucking sorry.
He was kidding, obviously. He was doing a bit. I understand what he was going for, but obviously Mint Salad was not thrilled about it. Dick was not thrilled about it. So Riely, as a counter, but it's still just a troll. Riely doesn't even hate Vito as far as I can tell. It's just like he knows he can get to him, and Vito keeps trying to get to him and Mint, so he wants to come clap back. So then Riely says, I'm going to go to Hackamania, and I'm going to heckle Vito and ruin the show. I'm gonna crash Hackamania. So Vito's response is he calls Dick up and says, hey, I'm not doing Hackamania. After tickets are already sold, the show's been being planned for weeks, Vito just calls Dick up and says, nope, not doing it. Because Riely threatened to come crash it. So Dick has to start planning a solo show. And then Vito's like, actually, I will do Hackamania because Patrick Melton, the guy who runs Hackamania, promised that I would have security guarantees, that they would keep people who were trying to ruin the show away. And then, so that seemed like it was the end of it. And then Patrick Melton came out and he was like, never fucking said that. So Vito's making up lies or misinterpreting what Patrick Melton is saying to him. So Melton's like, okay, this is fucking retarded. He's being wishy-washy about this show. This is my fucking event. This is my fucking shit. And he's being wishy-washy and fucking around with me. Vito, whatever. Dick doesn't want to do the show alone because he would have to change his whole plan and it would be fucked and ramshackle. So Vito, you can perform for this Hackamania, but then you are banned from all future Hackamanias. Hackamania is done with Vito. So,
Okay, then.
and during this time, during all of this stress, Dick Masterson develops crippling tinnitus that feels like his brain is being stabbed constantly. And like spends a whole day curled up in the fetal position crying, having an existential crisis because he's about to have a fucking child and his brain is exploding. And during all of this is when Vito is fucking spurging and freaking out. So Dick is understandably pissed off at Vito. And since this happened, the biggest problem in the universe has been a remote show. Previously, Vito would drive to Dick's house every week and they would do the show in the studio. Now they are each doing it from their own places over the internet, which Dick claims is because of his tinnitus. But when Dick does the Dick show with Johnny, the audio engineer, Johnny is in studio.
I thought it was Sean.
No, Sean quit. You said you heard his last episode.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Fuck. I lagged for a second.
Yeah, Sean quit the show and now it's Johnny. And Johnny is in studio. So it's just like it's a particular ban on Vito, I guess because he's like, I don't need the stress of Vito while I'm dealing with this tinnitus. I'll do the show because I have patrons who pay me money that I have to deliver a product to. But I don't want Vito in my house. So they're doing a remote show for who knows how long. And then the Vito Wars 2 seemed to kind of conclude, even though they weren't back in studio. Vito like apologized and he admitted that he had like anger issues that he needed to deal with, and they had kind of like a conversation that brought clarity. Dick went on the Dick show next week and was like, Vito Wars 2 over. It's been about a week since that.
It's been about a week since Vito Wars.
Since
2,
Vito Wars
and
2.
We're already on Vito Wars 3.
Yep. And Vito had promised to stop fighting with the audience on the show. That was a bit, is that he would abstain from fighting with the audience for a month. LOLCOW Live is so boring. So true, darling. We're talking about biggest problem in the universe right now, but we can loop back to LOLCOW Live. Have you been watching lately? Because I have not. What are they doing over there? I've only seen very small clips. But yeah, so after betting that he could go a month without fighting with the audience in the comments,
He lost it in a week.
he went in the Discord and got into a fight with a guy who he then kicked out of the Discord, and a mod unkicked him out of the Discord, and Vito was like, don't undo my moderation decisions without talking to me. And he started fucking crashing out on everybody. And that's Vito Wars 3. And then after that happened, he didn't come on Biggest Problem in the Universe this week for unknown reasons.
Well, okay then.
And
Yeah.
also he's on meth.
Oh.
Not real meth, though. It's fucking ADHD medication, which is basically fucking meth, especially when you take it as much and combine it with as much caffeine as Vito is. So he's having a meth-addled breakdown. He filmed during Vito Wars 2, he filmed this YouTube short where he was, I think I might have talked about this on Riely Radio Live before, but it's just like, it haunts me now. I think about this when I don't want to be thinking about it. He films a YouTube short. It's like neck up, but it looks like he's in the shower because his shirt is definitely off, and I think his hair's wet, and you might hear a shower in the background, and he just starts like fucking slurring into his phone about how he wants the show to be good and how he cares about the show, but oh, maybe I shouldn't care about the, maybe it's part of the bit that I don't care about the show, but I care about the show. I just want to know how I can make the show better. And it's so fucked. He's obviously like breaking down, and he's filming this YouTube short in his fucking shower.
Okay. I what?
Yeah, Vito is an interesting man. I remember when he went on LOLCOW Live, that was the first big fuckery of LOLCOW Live, because Keemstar did it on purpose to foil Vito. Because Vito's funny. Say what you want about Vito, whatever things you might believe about Vito due to what you've read on Kiwi Farms, he's a funny guy. He's a good broadcaster. And they had him on LOLCOW Live, and they had a great episode, a great interview, but the editor who they had hired, Hot Load Zach, um, was dealing. He's a like divorced dad. He had his kids over, and like he didn't finish editing the show. But there was like a version that he had posted on YouTube that was not correctly edited, that was privated, and he only posted it to see if the episode would get demonetized, because that's like a thing that like he, by posting it, it listens to all the words that they said, even though they're not aligned correctly, and he can get an idea about whether the show is going to get demonetized or not. So that's why
Right.
that was there. And then Keemstar just flipped that to public. And then
Oh,
everybody bitched about it because it was all out of sync and fucked and ruined. And they Keemstar put out a poll about just deleting the episode because whatever, fuck Vito the Pedo. And everybody said no. So he left the episode up, but it's like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, he fired that editor, whatever. You could very easily get somebody else to re-edit that show and then put up the fixed version. But he didn't, because he's sabotaging Vito.
or let the guy who was editing the thing initially finish his work. Because
Either way.
He wasn't done, obviously. He was trying to see if it would get demonetized and put up something temporarily. It was probably going to get taken down while it was still private, but then it got made public instead of remaining private like
By
it should have
fucking
been.
retard Gnome Keemstar, who can't keep his nose out of this shit.
So,
He really just like... Why did they let Keemstar take control? I wish Tommy C could be more persuasive to Boogie and Wings, because Keemstar just really slowly, bit by bit, stuck his knuckles more in the pie, and now he just rules the whole thing, and it's all a contest of who can suck his dick harder. Because now everybody's like, oh, Keemstar can fire me. I better make Keemstar happy. And they're like, oh, Keemstar, oh, Keemstar. Oh, we love you, Keemstar. Oh, thank you for this opportunity, Keemstar. Oh, Keemstar, did you hear what this other guy said? I wouldn't say anything like that. Right, Keemstar? I love you, Keemstar.
yeah, Keemstar sounds like Maddox to an
Yes!
extent.
Yes! There is an episode of the Dickheads podcast called Is Keemstar Literally Maddox? Because they were talking about some of this LOLCOW Live shit on the Dick Show. And me and Alex were vamping about it. And like, yeah, it is very Maddox-like. He needs to be worshipped. If anybody is rocking the boat and fucking with him and not kissing his feet and kissing the ring, it's gotta stop. He can't handle it. He's such a fucking egomaniacal fuck that he can't stay away. He keeps being like, oh, like in the early days, he was like, oh, I'm only here temporarily. I'm getting Tommy Boogie and Wings ready to take over LOLCOW Live, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave after the summer. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave that. And I'm watching the show this whole time. Up until this point, I was watching the show. Tommy C went on vacation, and they were doing episodes without him for like a month. And then Tommy C came back, and Keemstar was like, all right, guys, listen. I'm done with the show. This was always going to be temporary. I'm pissed off at like Boogie and Wings right now. So I'm just going to step away. But Tommy, Wings, and Boogie, they can take over. They're going to be fine. We're going to make it happen. See you guys later. And he makes it look like he's gone. And then like the next day or some shit, Tommy, Boogie, and Wings, they have a meeting. And they're like, okay, what are we going to do now? Okay, let's do the show. Let's not rush into anything, though. We'll do it on this day. We're going to make some plans. We're going to figure out what we're going to do, and we're not going to rush into it. And then what happened there was the next day, Keemstar, who can't keep his nose out of this shit, posts on Twitter, oh, the fucking Boogie Wings and Tommies suck at their jobs already. Fucking no show today. And this scares Boogie and Wings because they're retarded. Or no, this scares, I don't think Wings was even there. Yeah, Wings was not there. This scares Boogie because he's retarded. So he just starts a show. And it's like the stream starting soon screen. And Tommy's like, hey, what the fuck? I can't do the show today. I made plans. We said we were doing the show this day. He said we weren't going to rush into anything. What the fuck? And Boogie was not listening to him. So Tommy deleted the live stream, took it down to try to get Boogie to be like, hey, listen, fucking come talk to me. Let's figure this shit out. Because we can't let Keemstar fuck everything up. And then they took away his login perms for the channel and fired him because he deleted the live stream, which he only did because the live stream shouldn't have existed in the first place because Boogie is retarded. And Keemstar was fucking snaking behind the scenes the whole time, and it was very obviously a plot to fire Tommy C and make it look like to the retarded audience that is his fault, even though it's entirely Keemstar's fault. And then from there, the show just descended into dog shit. Because they got rid of the competent broadcaster that was keeping things grounded, that was making sure that it was a show and not a fucking retarded jerk-off fest. And it just all went downhill from there. Tommy C was our savior. He was cast away in our time of need. They tried to burn him and not pay him on his way out. So now he's never coming back. He's done doing business with Keemstar. He got his money, thankfully. He kicked up enough of a stink that Keemstar gave him his money. But it was fucked, and it ruined the show. And it's just gotten worse and worse. And it's been quite the trip. They just keep starting new, stupid, retarded shows, and then they immediately get fucked up. Whenever... The funny thing is, whenever I hear about a LOLCOW show, that I'm like, okay, I can see this. The person who's the whole reason why I reacted like that is gone immediately. Like, when LOLCOW Queens got announced, oh, Grace Thorpe, she's cool, she's funny. I could see her doing a, like, stupid LOLCOW show with these two nobodies who I've never heard of in my life. I'll tune into that. Fired after one episode. And then there was LOLCOW Tech Talk, which was partially hosted by Review Tech USA, who's like genuinely a pretty good broadcaster and funny guy, and is also like a weird LOLCOW, so it works and fits in the universe. And then they fired him for some reason that I still can't quite figure out. But all the people you've never heard of and or don't care about get to stick around. I do like Billy the Fridge and Riely. I would like to say that. I like them. I don't know why they work for Keemstar. The answer is money, and I understand. But hopefully they get out of there someday. They could start their own show. I bet LOLCOW Rewind has enough of like a genuine audience at this point that if they both flipped Keemstar off and just started their own non-LOLCOW show, it might even do better. Unless they're getting a bunch of money from fucking crypto laundering, which is what seems to be happening with LOLCOW Live. Although I don't know if Billy and Riely would willingly participate in that. They don't strike me as those kind of people. So, you know, I don't know. But it's so weird over there. And it's just sad. Because it used to be good.
Excuse me. Well, let's hope it gets better for you, buddy.
It never will. It's gonna get worse and worse forever.
Until Keemstar dies of diabetes.
If only.
When Keemstar dies of diabetes, then LOLCOW Live will get better.
When fucking Keemstar's dog died live on fucking LOLCOW Live, I said it should have been him.
Jesus.
He should have got hit by that car. Keemstar's dog should have been safe and sound with Brantley, and Keem should be on that fucking pavement.
Jesus.
I'm not being serious. I think Keemstar can be a good broadcaster, and he probably is the funniest part of that show. If I were to watch it, I probably would be entertained just by Keemstar doing his fucking on-air fucking wrestling promo cutting type persona. He's very entertaining, but he's just like, I can't even say he's the worst businessman because he's making money. But it's so in such retarded of a way that is such a farce. And I don't understand why people like it. Is it just Stockholm Syndrome? It can't be, because there's new audience, obviously, because it's making more money than it used to. So I don't know what it is.
A money laundering scheme.
Maybe so. Maybe Redox is right. I don't want to. Again, that's like defamation. So like I have no reason to believe this except for the fact of holy shit, how is this garbage making that much money? So this is just wild speculation. I have no evidence. I'm making no determinative claims. Where the fuck is all this money coming from? Because this show is dog shit.
It's coming from the laundry, Riely.
From the yeah, they have a laundry business actually. That's where the money's coming. It's LOLCOW Laundry. That's the new to the LOLCOW universe. LOLCOW Laundry, our own LOLCOW laundromat. You can get your clothes photographed by or get your clothes signed by fucking Glammy Lammy or Tina D. All these great characters, you know them. Whoever the fuck hosts Tech Talk now, those guys.
Hey, at least it's not, LOLCOW or fried chicken.
That
Or
should be
whatever
my
the-
show. When do I get a LOLCOW show? It'd probably be better than fucking LOLCOW Tech Talk. It'd probably be better than LOLCOW Queens. That shit is complete garbage now.
What is LOLCOW Tech Talk?
It's just a Tech Talk show in the LOLCOW universe, hosted by nobodies.
It's like Linus Tech Tips, but by nobodies.
Correct. And it used to involve Review Tech USA, who was actually a notable, interesting LOLCOW, and then they fired him, and now it's just nobodies.
Well, you know who they should get onto the LOLCOW Tech Tips?
Me.
Tech Talk? No.
I was an IT man for years, okay? I would fit perfectly on
You
LOLCOW
still
Tech
are
Talk.
an IT man, aren't you?
No, I got demoted.
Oh, what the fuck did you get the money to?
Back to call agent.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks to you. That sucks for you.
It's okay. I'm not gonna have to work in that shithole for much longer. I've got things coming down the pipe.
Where are you going to work?
I don't know.
Or are you taking a really early retirement?
It's in too early of a phase for me to get into detail, but I've got plans.
Because we know you're not gonna. We know you don't make enough money to live off of being fucking podcaster. We know you don't make enough money.
Yeah, I don't make enough money to live off of these $0 I make for podcasting. Correct. But I've got plans. Maybe I will have to continue to work in that shithole. And like, for what it's worth, I feel like I would think any place I work is a shithole. Like they've been very kind to me. The staff is very nice. The pay could be better. The corporate enterprise could be better. But I like my people. I'm loyal to my people. I come in and I continue to do the job because I'm loyal to my people, and also because it would be annoying to find a new job. But at this point, I've been in it for 5 years, and that is much, much longer than the average call center career. And many people have told me it's retarded I've worked there this long. One of my favorite YouTubers, Trixie the Golden Witch, I called into her show, and she was like, "You still fucking work there?" Because we had talked on a different show like many many years ago when I first got the job, and then we talked on this show, and she was like, "You still work at that same call center? What the fuck? Why?"
Because you're a retard.
Exactly.
That's the answer.
So I need to get out of that situation, and I think I will soon. Hopefully.
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 Unlikely though.
I had to call my dad. I forgot about calling my dad. Shit.
You gotta go call your dad.
I got again. I was all zooted up, and I was like, I gotta do a show. I gotta do a fucking show. I got energy. I gotta do a show right now.
Nah, you gotta call your dad.
I mean, I got time to call my dad. I'm sure he's not going to bed at fucking 5 o'clock. I'm sure I can get a hold of him.
Yeah, you gotta call your dad, man. You gotta go do it now.
Shut up.
No, fuck you.
Is there anything else going on in the world? Gabe Hoffman, that retard's running around. The newest crusader against Nick Rekieta. Because nobody can leave Nick Rekieta alone. Because of Null and his merry band of fucking jerk-offs who just need to see him burn for some reason. Because they're under the impression he's this evil fucking kid-abusing man, when it's very obvious that he's not, and you just need to leave him the fuck alone. He's just trying to live his life, and you guys are teaming up with Aaron Imholt, fucking King Cuck Aaron Imholt, and retards like Gabe Hoffman, and even Keanu, who, like, maybe I feel bad for Keanu, maybe I don't hate Keanu. I heard her on Sword Fight with Nikki and Jim Norton, and she was entertaining. It seems like her and Gino have a good rapport. I guess that's a good thing to have with your husband, is a good rapport.
Who the fuck is Keanu?
Keanu Thompson, she's a podcaster. She does this stupid show, the Keanu Cast. And she's married to Gino Bisconti, who's like a different podcaster who's like liked in the community that I kind of run in. And she, I guess, got a bug up her ass about Nick Rekieta because she's under the impression that he's abusing his kids and letting his 9-year-old do cocaine or whatever, like all the Kiwi Farms retards. So she got on some live stream, and her and Nick Rekieta yelled at each other for 4 hours. And now suddenly she's this new fucking messiah in the anti-Nick Rekieta community because she autistically screamed at Nick Rekieta and this little piggy for 3 hours. And now she's interviewing some lawyer named Gabe Hoffman, who I guess might be a law tuber, might do like YouTube videos or whatever. And he goes on this diatribe about how Nick Rekieta, like, it's not even about like the cocaine and the kids and the shit. He comes on and he's like, Nick Rekieta is a bad faith legal commentator. And it was all retarded, and now just the whole community of Nick Rekieta and Dick Masterson, who is Nick Rekieta's close friend, are just fucking railing Gabe Hoffman, and he cannot handle it. He is spurging out.
Well, I have no idea what to say here. I'm just gonna be honest. So you
Emily.
watched last week's Goes User episode, right?
Yeah, fuck Goji Polar.
So I got a question. Did you watch the trailer for this week's?
Nope.
Oh, you should have.
I never do. I don't want the spoilers.
I don't. There's not spoilers.
I don't want to know what happens. I don't want to know anything. I just want to watch it.
Well,
I
can I
only
at least say which character it focuses on because you're going to be really excited, I think.
Good. I'm glad. Harry Otter says, I only ever followed LOLCOW when they were going after DSP and Screw Attack Gaming. I don't remember the Screw Attack thing. But not since then. It's hard to be mad at generic drama. I'm mad because it used to be a fascinating, good show. Because Wings and Boogie are fascinating individuals. And this kind of show style where Tommy C would like get them to like go deeper into like the people they were, or they would interview other weird lolcows, or they would get funny YouTubers on and just like shit on Boogie and Wings, and it would be great. And it was just this fun, cool show that Keemstar slowly corrupted and turned into a jerk-off fest. And it's tragic because that first year of LOLCOW was beautiful. My favorite podcast of 2024. Fucking brilliant stuff. And Keemstar fucking ruined it. And he's just continuing to milk it. And it's working. And that's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. Got 3 viewers. Whoa.
Cool.
Whoa.
Cool. You got 3 people watching you.
Why do your reactions make me want to fucking Bart Simpson choke you? There's just something about your tone today.
I don't know what the fuck you want me to do today. Because I don't know what it's jack shit about this.
Well, you are choosing to remain in this open call podcast, and you...
Because who else is gonna join?
Nobody. I'll just fucking rant to nobody. That's fine. But you wanted to hang out, and you've provided some commentary, but you don't know how to react without sounding like an asshole to something you don't know anything about. It's a very simple thing. You just kind of nod. You go like, not like, okay, like you're like.
I did do that exact first thing multiple fucking times. I'm trying not to just give the same reaction every fucking time.
Or like just ask a question based on words you
did.
strung together, which you did, but you
I
pepper it with, okay, all right. I'm too scared and shy to join. I only know about DSP shit and Stuttering Craig drama. Who's Stuttering
Join.
Craig?
You can talk to Riely about the Stuttering Craig shit, and I can leave.
Yeah, Stuttering Craig and I'm curious about DSP. I've never heard of Stuttering Craig. Must be a different individual than Stuttering John. That's the Stuttering LOLCOW I know about. The whole LOLCOW community got boring after Music Biz Marty died. Ah, true. That was a rough one. We lost a real one with Music Biz Marty.
So
That
who
was
else watching you?
the last time I was watching LOLCOW live. Like the very last time I watched a full LOLCOW live show, it was like the World of T-Shirts shit. Because I'd heard Worlds of T-Shirts discussed on the Loudest podcast, Asterios' show, and they had entertaining conversations about him, but I had never pursued anything about him. And I saw, oh, LOLCOW is gonna interview World of T-Shirts, and I was like, okay, I'll watch that. And World of T-Shirts didn't show up, and instead they interviewed his producer, who I guess is a murderer. And that became a thing. That was mildly interesting. I was intrigued by that saga for a minute. But then from there, it's just like there's been nothing interesting. I guess the camping trip and like Fat Camp seems like it might have been fun, but I just like couldn't bring myself to deal with it. Keem and DSP are okay with each other now because they both deal with the same trolls and detractors. I did see that they're like bros now. I guess DSP has been doing this one-man podcast for like 100 fucking episodes, and Keemstar was like his first guest on this single person show ever. He talked to Keemstar. I think it was the Player One podcast or something stupid like that. So I was very interested to see that turn of events, because before he was like, fuck Keemstar, I would never work with Keemstar. I told Biggie and Wings we should do the show separately from Keemstar. And but now he's like, Keemstar is my friend. Dude, the level 1 podcast is terrible. I'm sure it fucking is. I'm sure it's complete dog shit.
Hey, I'll be back later. I gotta
Okay,
go do something.
have fun. Harry, you shouldn't be too scared and shy to join. You've been on my show before. Let's talk about DSP and shit. Hop in. I guess I could invite Nightster, but that's been done. I've been doing plenty of stuff with Nightster. I'd love to have a conversation with Mr. Harry Otter. Trying to think, is there anything else in the news? While I wait to see if my friend Harry Otter will do me a solid here. What's going on in the world? I wonder what Chris Chan's up to. I saw that she thinks she's Jesus Christ now recently. Like, I'd kind of heard some of that, but I didn't know she was like fully committed to that bit until recently. I heard the creep off bonus episode about it with Carl Heberger and Vinny Polino. Pretty good show. Check out the creep off. I'm sweaty and full of G4 energy drink. Oh, I'm not prepared. Just got back from the gym. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I get you. I get you. I do wonder if the show would have been good if DSP was involved. It's one of the world's great mysteries. I was gonna invite Nightster, but I do need to call my dad, so I think I'll just end the show. The stream's over an hour. The podcast might not be. I think the pre-show is longer than 2 minutes, but it'll be close enough when all is said and done. I gotta go eat and call my dad and edit the issue crew. So, thank you all for listening, folks. You can find more at linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe, or by subscribing to this YouTube channel or podcast feed or whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening. Check my stuff out. See you next time. And that's the show, boys. Thanks for watching here in the live stream chat. I've got a lot of post-show in me. The pre-show and the post-show is kind of just a logistical thing. Like, I like being like, it's the pre-show and it's the post-show, but I never have any material for it, obviously. Save all the good stuff for when I'm recording it for podcast platforms. But thanks for anybody who watched. I see we have 2 viewers. Maybe Darling is still around. And Harry Otter. Whoever those 2 viewers are, thank you. Darling, come on down. You should call in sometime. If you've been, I'm curious. I'd love to talk to more people who have fallen out of love with the LOLCOW community. Because it's something that happened to me very rapidly. Because I wasn't really involved pre-LOLCOW Live. Like, I'd heard LOLCOW talking in passing, like, from comedians. But then I started watching LOLCOW Live and fucking real... I got real exposure to people like fucking Cyrax and Boogie and Wings and these just strange characters. Take care, Riely. I'm just trying to not be a bitch. True. Fair. But alright, folks. Thanks for watching Riely Radio Live. They harassed and made videos about me? Who? The LOLCOW community? Or who harassed and made videos about you? Kiwi retards. Yeah. Okay. Is there a Harry Otter thread on Kiwi Farms? Where can I find the Harry Otter content on Kiwi Farms? I had some shit going on there for a while. The Dick Masterson thread. They were talking shit about me for a minute. God, I hate fucking kiwi farms. I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this. That's interesting. But alright, folks. Thanks for